Compound words, comhfhocail, happen a lot in Irish. This is a word made up of two parts. At the junction point between the two parts of the word, there is lenition, a séimhiú. The first part of a comhfhocail can be a particle, an adjective, or even a noun. Let's look at a few examples. Using the particle oll. Oll means huge. So if we take the example of oll and we put it together with margadh, which means market, we get ollmhargadh, a supermarket. Oll and peist is a worm, gives us ollfheist, a big worm or a monster. Put oll in front of the word scoil, which is a school, and we get ollscoil, a big school, a huge school, that is a university. Me makes something negative, meaning dis or un in English. So the word ceart means correct, but when we put me in front of it, we get mícheart, incorrect or wrong. Comhfhocail means careful, and so mícheart means careless, the opposite of careful. Droch means bad. Dhuine is a person. Drochdhuine is a bad person. In a compound word, a word made up of two parts, a séimhiú, the letter H is inserted at the junction point between the two words, if possible. Words beginning with H, L, N and R will never have a séimhiú after them, of course, so it won't happen if the second word begins with one of those letters. For example, we get droch, a bad habit, drochdhuine, a bad day. Another exception when we don't have lenition, when we might expect it, that any of these letters meet in the middle, D, N, T, L or S. Let's use the word shan, old, the adjective old, for the first part of the word. When we put that together with man, far, we get shanar. There's lenition. When shan and ban, a woman, make a compound word, we get shanvan, and there is lenition. However, when shan and dhuine come together to form a compound word, there's no lenition, drochdhuine. The easy way to remember this little exception is just to remember two of these examples. If you remember shanvan and drochdhuine, you have it.